Yo guys, Floopes here. Gonna be going over my PS Vita games. Now, I know I did this earlier in the year, but since I am redoing all my collection videos, I decided to go ahead and include this too. So, let's just get started. Resistance, Burning Skies, no original case. Actually, it's the only game that doesn't have an original case, but I haven't really played a lot of this one yet. I do really like the Resistance series, so obviously it was a must-have for me. I've played like about a minute maybe. It seems pretty good for the Vita. I think it's going to be interesting. Starting off with an axe, that kind of caught my interest, but I haven't really had wanted to sit down and play it yet, so I just haven't. Luminous Electronic Symphony. Now this game I've put some time into it. I mean, not like a whole lot, but I've put some time into it. And I don't know, I really enjoy Luminous. I think it's a fun. That's interesting. I didn't know about this. Sorry, I didn't know it had a alternate cover on it. That's cool. But I never noticed that before. Anyway, sorry, sidetracked. Luminous is a puzzle game that started off on the PS2 and then went on to the PSP, and then now we have the Vita game, which is the only Vita game there is for Luminous. But Luminous is a puzzle game where you match 4 of these blocks together. Like, they have to be... It's really weird. Sorry. But you have to match the 4 blocks together, like orange and whatnot. There's only 2 colors that they give you, like a red and a silver, or red and black, something like, I'm just throwing random colors out there, and you pretty much have to match them in 4s, like, it has to be a square. You can do like a rectangle, like 6. You can get these special ones where like designate that one color together and get rid of them. But it's like a puzzle game, think of it as I don't want to say Tetris. It's different from Tetris, but it is a very fun game, very entertaining puzzle game. That was weird. Anyway, I definitely recommend it though. There's like electronic music in the background. That's kind of one of the things that Luminous has going for it. It has these like techno kind of beats in the background to play to. They're not that bad. I mean, I heard Luminous 2 on the PS2 was kind of worse than all the other ones as far as music goes. It's like rap and all this stuff, but I haven't really touched that one, so yeah. Freedom Wars. This is like a Monster Hunter ripoff kind of game. Have not played it. I bought it for like $5 new last year on Black Friday from GameStop. I just never played it though because I don't know. I haven't got around to it. I've heard it's good though. Gravity Rush. Gravity Rush is a game that I really enjoy. I think Gravity Rush. Honestly, Gravity Rush is one of those games that you just gotta play it. Like, story. You're Cat. You have mysterious powers to control gravity, and you kind of get stuck in the situation where you're helping the city out and this detective. Well, people are kind of a little afraid of you because, you have powers. And then there's other people who aren't really afraid of you. It's like a give and take kind of thing. But you use your powers to help the city out. You have these challenges that you can do. You have this nemesis who has powers similar to yours. I cannot remember her name though. I'm sorry about that. I cannot remember her name. But there's actually a remaster of Gravity Rush on the PS4 that you guys should definitely check out. And then there's Gravity Rush 2 coming out December 2nd. Rayman Origins. I have played Rayman Origins before in the past on the PS3. I decided to get the Vita version though because it was cheap, and I actually was gonna get Rayman Origins on the PS3, and then I went to the Vita. It was just kind of there, So I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna get the Vita version instead because I love my Vita and it's handheld and just, you know, shenanigans. So definitely, I haven't actually really played this version very much, just because I haven't really want to sit down and play it yet. But from what I've played, what I have played of it, it's a very good port of what the Rayman game was on the PS3 and whatnot. And I can't remember if it got a PS4 release. I don't remember if it did. There's another game after this called Rayman Legends, which I've not played, but it's also on the Vita, and I do plan to get it. But if you are a Rayman fan, like of the older games, especially like the first game, where it was like that 2D side-scroller, yeah, definitely look at this. Definitely hit this up, check it out. It's very good. Dengenki Bunko Fighting Climax. Anime fighting game. There's a lot of fan favorites, I would say, like, you know, fan of like different animes, because there's characters from Sword Art Online, Shakugan no Shana, the regular Magic School, a Cell World, which I love. You play as Kiryuki Hime, that's awesome. And fighting a Shauna is also really amazing because I love Shauna. But I'm trying to remember some of the other animes. I haven't seen all of them, so I can't really. X Blood, Cross Blood. I think yeah, X is crossed out. Cross Blood, something or another. I can't really remember that one. Sorry, but and then you have a lot of support characters to pick up from, like Haruyuki from Cell World, Rurahime from Shakugan no Shana, Sword Art Online. You have that female character. I haven't watched Sword Art Online, so I can't tell you her name. I don't even know the character's name from Sword Art Online, but yeah. It's a very good fighting game. I highly recommend it. There's the Vita version and there's a PS3 version, so, you know, take your pick. Muramasa Rebirth. Having a lot of fun with this game. Really enjoy it. It is actually as the name implies, Muramasa Rebirth. It is a port of Muramasa the Demon Blade from the Wii. I think this version's very well done. I love the graphic style, which I'm sure, you know, the Wii version also had the same graphic style. I'm just basing my opinion off the Vita version because I haven't played the Wii version. But the graphic style is very beautiful. The characters, they're very interesting. Momohime, which is the one I'm playing as right now. You have two stories. You have Momohime's and I can't remember the other guy, sorry. Kasuke, who is a fugitive ninja. Have not played as him. The ninja is right here. Momohime is right here. Momohime is a very interesting character because she gets possessed by this demon who you are playing as most of the time. You play as Momohime herself, but it's with the demon spirit inside of her body, so, you know, yeah. But it's a 2D side-scrolling action-adventure game. Use, you know, Japanese swords. It's very deep in Japanese culture, which I love too because I love Japanese culture. And yeah, this is actually from the same developers of Odin Sphere. So if you loved Odin Sphere or liked Odin Sphere, definitely check out Muramasa. Game that probably everyone knows about, Persona 4 Golden. Love Persona 4. I thought it was a great game from what I've played. I haven't really played a lot of Persona 4. To be honest, I just recently got into the Shin Megami Tensei games. Going on a year ago, I haven't really touched this one just because I am playing it technically. It's on my list. It's just I haven't really touched it in a long time. But I do rather enjoy it. I like the fact that there's new characters. I love the fact that there's new fusions. And the game really does well on the PS Vita. I will have to say that it does well on the Vita. And, you know, the story is very well done. The character, I'm just saying this if you haven't played Persona 4, but your character moves into a town to live with his uncle and niece. Well, then he meets some people from his school, and he hears about this thing called the Midnight Channel, where you see, like, these people, you know, you see people on there, like people that you may know. Well, then if you see them later on, they die in the real world. And that's where this starts off, is a murder mystery. Because you have this woman who One of the main characters, what's his name, Kosuke? He knows this chick who is working at his family's restaurant, and he talks to her one day. She seems kind of and the next day she actually is dead. So it starts off this whole thing where you go into this other world and you meet this little bear named Teddy, where he's kind of like a bear, and your character awakens his inner persona, and you're able to get into these fights. And honestly, Persona 4 Golden is this amazing game. I don't even know how to get into it like fully detailed, but yeah. Moving on, Disgaea 4, A Promise Revisited. I almost wanted to call it by the other name. I can't remember what it is now. But it's a port of the PS3 game. And I have played a little bit, not very much of this. I pretty much picked it up because, it's something I don't see very often on the Vita, along with Disgaea 3, which I still have to get. But when I saw it, I just kind of, jumped on it, of course. But it does seem like a decent port. I am looking forward to actually playing it. Dungeon Travelers 2. Sorry, I cannot remember the name of this game for save my life. The Royal Library and the Monster Seal. Very awesome RPG. Very, there's a lot of classes to choose from. You get a lot of characters, as you can see from the back. Sorry, it's kind of blurry, and then you can also choose your class for the character. And it's a very funny, very humorous game. Some sexual references are in there for, just shits and giggles in a way. But it's a very humorous game, and I don't really want to say a lighthearted RPG, because it does have some somewhat intense moments from what I've seen, but the characters are amazing, and it's very enjoyable. I guess I should actually tell you a little bit more about that. Sorry, stupid me. But I cannot remember the character's name, but you start off having to investigate this cave, and you're meeting two people from the Magic Club. And there's like a Magic Club, and then there's like a Sailors Club. It's just a thing. It's like these royal capital club things, like, government kind of shit. Well, you meet up with your partners, who end up being two girls you knew from training school. It's not really training school. I can't remember the name of it, but you end up meeting up with them, and you partner up with them to go through this dungeon, and then you find out that you're going to be partners for the rest of the mission, and then you end up meeting more people, and so forth and so on. There's basically these monsters, like, you have to sell these monsters that are causing mayhem and whatnot. Hyper Devotion Noir, Goddess Blackheart, spin-off game to the series Hyperdimension Neptunia. I think this is actually almost all of the spin-off games have been really amazing. I think that there have only been a few, or maybe one or two, that have been bad. I know one of them, there's like a cooking game or fashion. I think it was like a fashion game that wasn't very good, but yeah. Anyway, sorry. It is a strategy RPG. It's a strategy RPG where you have to you take your turns fighting and look. Sorry about that. I was talking too fast. I started gagging. Sorry. So anywho, I'm gonna go a little bit slower now. But it's a strategy RPG where I don't even know how to explain this game, honestly. I really don't, because it's such like an oddball game. I just don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know how to explain this game to you guys. I give up. I'm sorry. Sorcery Saga, Curse of the Great Curie God. So I actually was going to get the collector's edition, but decided getting this one, just a regular standard version, because it was at GameStop, and the other one I'm having to order online from Amazon, which I still plan to do. It's just, yeah, picked it up because it was there. but game I've been wanting to play for a while. It is a turn-based strategy, or not strategy. It's like a turn-based dungeon crawling game. Something you see like from. I'm just trying to think of a good example. I can't really think of one honestly, but something like Chocobo's Dungeon, if that helps at all. It's like a game. It's one of those games. It's a dungeon crawler game. Kind of roguelike too, because anytime you leave the dungeon, you actually drop back to level 1, and then anytime you go back into a dungeon or start a new dungeon, you're level 1 and you have to build up from there. Very interesting. It's a tiny bit harder, difficult for me right now. I mean, I'm not that far into it, so it may get more difficult as I go on. So yay! But anywho, one of my favorite Vita. Ooh, this thing got locked. That's weird. Sorry, my case was a little odd. One of my favorite Vita games, and that is Criminal Girls Invite Only. Criminal Girls Invite Only is a game where you are brought to hell. Well, but yeah, you are in hell. Into this redemption program where you must travel with these 7 girls through hell and go through these trials to redeem their sins, so they can be brought back to life in the human world, and so they can be better people. Well, to get them to learn new skills and to want to fight, you have to motivate them by doing things on the touchscreen, like hitting them with a whip, hitting with electric shocks, tickling them, dropping this stuff on them. I don't know what that one was, but and so forth and so on. Well, the game gets really interesting because your character, obviously, like, you start to form this bond with these girls, and you can actually get like love scenes with them, and not like love scenes, but I really loved Criminal Girls Invite Only. I think it's a great game. I do plan to import the Japanese version because I want to play that too, but the characters are very likable. They're very interesting to say because obviously they've committed sins, so you're kind of interested in seeing what they've done. At least I was really interested to see what kind of sins they had. And this is actually a remake of a PSP game called Criminal Girls, and this is built on because you actually have 2 playable characters, or two characters that you didn't have in the original, which are Hema May and Miyu? Can't remember now. Hema May, sorry, is right here, and Miyu is right there. And following Criminal Girls, I have Criminal Girls 2, Japanese version. I imported this. I am getting the Western release, which is next month, and should be very awesome. Can't wait to play that too, because I just love Criminal Girls. I love the whole fucking game. Like, it's just so good. But Criminal Girls 2 follows suit with you having to travel with these, 6 girls through hell. Only problem is there's 7 girls, and the plot behind this is that one of them actually has committed an ultimate sin. Like, it's a sin that you can't turn back from. So obviously that's really piqued my interest. I'm not gonna say who I think it is because I don't want to have any spoilers for anyone, because I'm pretty far in the game. I've actually knighted, which, by the way, knighting is a form of there was this elixir in the first game that knighthood was a way for the person who was watching over the girls, they could become a knight, and they would be able to protect these girls and have ultimate power. Well, then you have to knight all the girls and so forth and so on. But Criminal Girls 2, I've already knighted all the girls, and I'm working on this one boss who is a pain in the ass. I'm kind of training to do that. I don't think I really have that much farther left in the game, which is sad because I really enjoy it, but still. Getting into visual novels now, and there's only 3 of them at the moment, but Nor 9, Var Commons. I haven't really touched this. I just know it's a visual novel. I'll just read the back because I can't really explain it to you guys. Crossing paths at the corner of time. A boy is swept away to a different time by the notes of a certain song. He finds himself in a strange place when he awakens. Old-fashioned buildings within a nostalgic world. It feels as if he jumped into a Tasho? Yeah, Tasho era pages of his history book. And then he kind of meets these guys, and there's like girls candidates kind of thing, you know, different endings to go for, love paths, and honestly that's about all I can get for you because I haven't really played the game myself, so I can't give my personal opinion on it as of right now. Sorry. Tokyo Twilight Ghost Hunters. I almost say Tokyo Raw Sessions. That's a Wii game. Actually, that's a Wii U game. Sorry. But this is also on the PS3, and it is a mix of an visual novel. You have like a senses system where you can choose, like it kind of, you know, sense, smell, touch, feel, blah, 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 blah. But touch and feel is the same thing, isn't it? But, you know, what you pick determines what kind of action you take with the person that you're doing this for. So, and then you also have this battle system where you actually fight the ghosts. Very interesting because your character kind of gets dragged into this battle with a ghost, and then you meet up with this girl who is the black-haired girl on the front who joins the society that you're working for, which is like the Ghost Research Group. I can't really remember exactly what it's like, the 100% name, sorry. But you end up teaming up and you have to go around kind of fighting these ghosts, and you know, you have people that report seeing ghosts and so forth and so on. Okay, also one of my favorite games is Steins Gate. It's one of my favorite games of all time, really. Steins Gate is an amazing visual novel game about a mad scientist. Well, he's just like, I think he's like 19. But Okabe Rentaro, who has a alter ego scientist who is, he calls himself a mad scientist. Well, he accidentally stumbles upon making a time machine because he has this laboratory called the Future Gadget Laboratory, which is, by the way, a upstairs apartment kind of thing. Well, he sees Kirisu dead, Kirisu Makize. He finds her dead, who is her. He finds her dead, and he sends a text to, or email to his best friend, Daru. And then time shifts, and all the people that were on the street are gone. There's like this big thing on top of the building that's like crashed into the building, and he actually finds out Makize Kirisu is still alive. Sorry. Well, yeah, that's right, because you do last name. I think I did that on... I do that on, just... Shit, sorry. You know, Japan, you do last name, then first name, that's how I was like Makize Kirisu, but, you know, just on habit, because Japanese and whatnot, but... Anyway, sorry. He finds her alive, and then he finds out that he's manipulated time and the time machine, and then he gets involved with this corporate company called CERN, who is developing a time machine. And then I don't really want to go into it so much because I don't want to spoil anything, because the game is amazing, the anime is amazing, and there's another game coming out called Steins Gate 0 within a few days that is going to be awesome. So, Silent Hill Book of Memories. Silent Hill Book of Memories is not the best Silent Hill game ever. Obviously, a lot of people know that by now. I mean, it was a big, like, holy shit, what the fuck are they doing kind of thing. So, anyway, can't really give my opinion on that one too much because I played a little bit, not a whole lot though. You're basically trying, like, you can make a character and then you can kind of rewrite your memories. It's kind of weird. Like, the Book of Shadows actually has the ability to rewrite your memories, so you gotta go through these dungeons and Yeah, it's just really weird. Ah! Got through it. And the last game to talk about is Corpse Party Blood Drive. Something I'm very, very hyped to play. I've played a lot of it. I haven't actually beat it yet. Getting close, but I just haven't. Corpse Party Blood Drive is a continuation of the Corpse Party series and the last installment of the Corpse Party games. Well, there is Corpse Party 2, but that has nothing to do with this one. See, there's Corpse Party, Book of Shadows, sorry. And then there's Corpse Party Blood Drive, and you have to go back into the Nirvana, which is Heavenly Host Elementary. Heavenly Host Elementary is a school that was shut down for a lot of things. Suicide, murder, rape, molestation, and these are claims back in the 1950s. Well, you have to go back into this school to get the Book of Shadows, because Ayumu? No, wait. Ayumi? Shit, I can't remember her name now. Why can't I now remember your fucking name? Can't remember her name. I don't know. I can't remember her name right now. Son of a bitch. But I think it's Ayumi. Ayumi wants to resurrect her friend, Psycho, and Morishige? And Mayu, who died in Heavenly Host. Well, turns out it's all just one big trick. The book isn't there. She's stuck there, and so forth and so on. It's a very long explanation that I'm not going to get into. It's a very awesome game. Close to the end, can't wait to see how this ends. There's Corpse Party Repeated Fear, which is the first game remade for the 3DS, and that comes out next month as well. Can't wait to get my hands on that. So yeah, anywho, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, share my video. It does help me out as a small YouTuber, and I'll catch you later. Peace out, guys.